Okay. It is, you guessed it, 2:30. You're heading to the gym. Um, One thing I like to do that it's hard because I bought a bunch of C4s, these RTD ones, ready to drinks. But I always keep them at the gym, and it's better for fat burning if you have caffeine 20 to 30 minutes prior to your workout. So, I had to pick up a C4 today. I should keep some in the car or something. So we're gonna sip on this on the way to the gym. It's not that good. I was able to push off my meals a little today. So basically, how the morning kind of goes up at 4:30. Get some coffee in. I have a couple cups at the house. Right about 6:30ish, have my thermos at work for about an hour, and then right around that 7:30, 8 o'clock time, I'll have my first meal. Usually try to stay pretty busy in the first hour, kind of either putting out some fires at work, dealing with some BS, to be honest, or just getting material, getting job stuff ready for the day. So kind of busyness running around helps you not think about eating. So I'll make sure I'm real busy those first hour, hour and a half, 2 hours roughly at work, and then I'll eat typically right when I get to the job, or right before we leave for the job site. So I was able to delay that till about 8 a.m. and then we were pretty busy enough today to where I had my second meal at about noon. So delayed it a little bit. I was doing some of my meals like 10:30 just because I was so freaking hungry, and then at 2 I'd have my bigger meal right before I trained. But then about 5 o'clock I'm starving again. So pushing it off a little bit, spoke about this the other day, helps me have a little bit more food when I'm home around the family. I can delay the food a little bit easier at work, being around the guys and being a little bit more busy, right? So this way, I push my second meal off till noon. So that means I'm 2 hours after my meal, which I still have some fullness in my stomach. That'll dissipate in about an hour, hour and a half. But then I'll get my bigger meal after I train, which will be about 3:30, 3:45. Real close to 4 o'clock, I'll have that third and biggest meal, my favorite meal. So that should, I don't think I'll have, I like having that meal before I train sometimes. Like optically, like on a Sunday or something, I might push my training to about 4 o'clock and have my meal around 3. That's a perfect day for me. I do like to have that little bit of fullness before I train, but after workout carbs are good too. So I might not have a ton of the energy just because my meal was 2 hours ago, but still have enough to train. I'm gonna do some upper body. I'm gonna hit some back and little shoulders, maybe a little arms too in there. Definitely some arms. Shoulders been kind of bugging me, so instead of just pushing through and having just ache all the time, I'm backing off. I'm doing some lighter stuff. I have been able to push my incline bench lately. It has not bothered me as much. Nothing crazy. I did like 205 this past week for sets of 8. Real controlled, real comfortable. Could have went heavier, but just kind of chip away at that in the meantime while I'm still in this deficit, right? And still kind of rehabbing the shoulder that I thought would be better by now. I'll start to push that a little bit, maybe 225 this Sunday, and then it's just been feeling pretty good. So I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to crush my shoulders today and then have it bug me all week. I can still tell there's just some pain there. So I'm going to listen to my body. Back off shoulders. Last thing I want to do we should be 6 weeks out as of Saturday. So 6 weeks out in a couple days is aggravate this shoulder. So I'll take it easy today. I'll do some movements that I know are comfortable with it. If I have to cut the weight in half just to go through the movement, that's fine. I've always said motion is lotion. Do not sit and do nothing. Move that body part around. So that's what I'll continue to do. And I'll have a great pump from hitting some back and some arms. So should be a good day in the gym. Not sure if I'll be able to get in the gym tomorrow, so I can kind of combine some stuff today and give myself another day of rest, which I'm okay with because, like I said, the shoulder is bugging me. I've been, a little bit busier at work, so working in the air is kind of taking a toll on my shoulder a little bit more this week than normal. So no big deal. We adjust and we move forward. So, plan today, back, arms, little shoulders, and then some meals. Also, we'll be podcasting tonight. So if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, we also have a Let's Get Stupid YouTube channel and podcast that we run every Wednesday night. So should be podcasting as well tonight. Put out a good podcast for you guys. It's humorous. It's funny. It's talking shit. Probably talking some stuff for the Arnold because that's coming up here this weekend. I will not be going. What do I got going on this weekend? I got some stuff going on this weekend here anyway. The Arnold has just not been my cup of tea the last few years. Last time I went was probably it's right before COVID. It might be 5 years. Might be 2019 was my last year. I worked a booth, Finn's booth there, Huck Finn Barbell. Their booth, and it's just kind of wears you out being on your feet all day. I mean, I like talking to people, I like shaking hands, I like meeting, fans, but him not having a booth this year, I don't really want to walk around aimlessly in a packed place, and it's just not for me. I was going to go if Dan Bell was lifting in the cage. He is not anymore, so he hurt himself. He's out, so that was the only thing going to make me go, but I think I will save myself the trip and sit this one out. We are still sitting in the upper 180s. I weighed 189 today. A little bit heavier. Probably the heaviest I've been in the past 5 days was this morning. Don't know why. I know these diets, they go in ebbs and flows of my body weight. It'll come up. It'll peak high. Not really high, but highest for the week. It'll drop down hard. Keep it, but in the most fact, it is obviously going downward. I don't really see me, as of talking to my coach, we're going to be doing some refeeds once I hit that 185 mark, which I would imagine would be in the next 10 days. That's probably being generous. There's going to be some scheduled refeeds, just some increase in carbs to keep that fullness, and I don't see myself getting into the 170s. Everybody's asked me this entire time, what do you think you'll weigh? My guess is going to be low 180s. Water and stuff could obviously change that, manipulation of water at the end of it, but I would imagine I'll be in the 180s, so I'll be in the lower part of the light middleweight class here in 6 weeks at the Mid-Illinois, but I'm going to bring together the best, fullest package I can, and if I weigh what I weigh, so be it, whether it's 185, 180, 170, 9, I don't see myself walking around in the 170s before this show. Maybe peak week, if she alters water, like I said, it could change some things, but I feel pretty good at 180, call it 188. I'm on average right now these past 5-6 days. I was talking to a guy at work who's real familiar with bodybuilding, and we were going over my pictures and stuff, and he's saying too, like, you still look full. Lost a ton of weight, but I still have my fullness. He's looking at, I'm more super critiqueful of myself, and he's got a pretty good eye. So me and him were going back and forth, BSing this morning about it, and he's like, yeah, you still have your fullness, because that's what I'm worried about, is getting that skinny look, right? I've mentioned that before, but keeping the fullness, keeping myself sane, right? People say, I've heard other bodybuilders kind of complain during this process, some stuff on the internet, like especially some powerlifters that like become bodybuilders, and it's just like, they bitch about the diet and all this shit. Like, it is what it is, right? It's a choice. You could just stop doing it. I think people with social media, if they say they're going to do something, it actually makes them tend to do it, whether they like to or not. But it's all an attitude and it's a mindset thing, right? If you're going to be an angry, hungry asshole every day, just because you have food doesn't mean you're not an angry asshole. You're just not a hungry one. The hanger pains I get is what it is. Some people are fucking hungry every day their whole life. You now know hunger because you decide to diet for 12 to 20 weeks. It's nothing to ruin your half of your year with because you want to do a show. So I'm not really one to much really complain. I try to, how to put on a happy face wherever I go, whether I'm hungry, whether I'm not hungry. If I gotta have an extra diet pop, so be it, to feel a little full, or time my meals accordingly so I'm like I have been, so I'm fuller, and when I'm around my family, I'm funner. We can choose to do all this stuff, and that's what I'm choosing to do, and I'm going to choose to be happy through the process and not just be miserable while the weather's turning out nicer. It's, 51 degrees outside. I get to go train. I'm healthy. I got a great family. I look great, and I'm a little hungry. Whatever, get over it. you know. And one thing I've been dealing with too has been shitty sleep. So in my opinion, before talking to my coach about it, I was like, okay, I was basically 50 pounds heavier, so my neck was bigger. I felt like I was snoring while I was awake sometimes. That was interesting. And I'm like, okay, so as soon as I lose this weight, I'm gonna sleep like a rock, right? I'm not gonna have that, call it sleep apnea, snoring, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna have that big neck, closed airways. Like, I'm gonna be lean, I'm gonna be healthy, my body's gonna be happy, I'm gonna sleep good. Yeah, wrong again. I've been sleeping terrible the past 4 months. I wake up to anything. My dogs, usually if I sleep, I'm dead to the world, right? My wife's the one to wake up to the noises in the house, and I'm dead. I fall asleep in 2 minutes, and I'm dead for 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever the time, whenever my alarm goes off. Now, my dog scratches at her crate. I'm the one that gets up. My wife doesn't hear anything. I try to ignore it. She doesn't wake up, so I'm the one getting up with the dog, which is not every night, but if the dog's making noise, I get up, let it out. I'm pounding more water, so there's some, getting up to pee kind of stuff. Daughter wakes me up. Can I sleep in your bed? Just, why are you waking me up to ask? Just lay down. Like, little stuff like that where I used to really not wake up. I'm waking up all the time. So typically I'm up 2 to 4 times every night. So that for sure has been hard. I'm not a melatonin guy. I just, some stuff that kind of is the easy button, I stay away from because I'm just afraid I'm going to want to take it every day, forever. And I think actually tonight I'm going to grab some melatonin and just see if I can sleep through the night. And I was talking to my coach about it, and she's like, no, your body's waking you up because it wants to eat. Because your body's hungry. It's in starvation mode, and it's trying to get up so you put food in your mouth. So you're kind of fighting yourself a little bit, where I thought I'd maybe sleep better. That's really not the case. So I'm going to have to try some sleepy time tea and some melatonin and just see how it goes. So that's going to be the plan, to try to remediate that and get some more rest. So, and last thing I'm going to bug you guys about, 2 things. T-shirts, Be Better t-shirts are closing for pre-order this Sunday. So if you want to get a shirt, you want to support the channel, you want to support me, keep doing shirts, the Be Better in the circle, new style logo. Check that out. There's a blue with red logo and a white with red logo. So pick up 1 or 2, support us, support me trying to do all these different adventures. It really does help. Makes me want to do more of it the more I sell. If I sell 10 shirts, I might not be doing this anymore, shirt-wise. So if you want to support the channel, support me, support the Be Better company, the Be Better movement, and you want to be better, pick up a shirt. Also, the Busy Dad program, right? That's my demographic, it seems like. There's a lot of dads, a lot of people come to me advice about balance and how do I do this. And I try to be pretty transparent online on what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like I don't like to brag about stuff, but it's just like, you know what? I think people want to see this stuff, so I do try to tell a lot online. I keep my family out of it because I don't think kids need to be on the internet, but that's a different story. But the Busy Dad program, I developed the website last night, so I'll put it in the link below or in the description. If you're a busy dad, if you're struggling to find time, struggling to figure out how to prep meals, struggling with your macros, struggling with motivation, want to be part of something bigger than yourself, come join me and these 10 other dads, and I'm only doing 10 guys. I'm only having 10 guys sign up. 4 already took off and signed up yesterday, and I just released the program, so I don't feel like these next 6 spots are really going to last. So if you're interested in this, in something different, it's going to be a monthly subscription. It's not a challenge. It's not 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then you're done. See you later. It's let's have a new lifestyle with a group of like-minded people. Let me train you. Let me help you fix your diet. Let me give you tricks and tips about prepping food, getting stuff ready, traveling, help answer any issues. You're going to have access to me. You're going to have access to a dad group I'm going to create, whether it's just messaging each other, or a group chat, or iMessage, or a broadcast on Instagram. I'll figure those details out once we talk to everybody. But I'm going to do, like I said, there's 6 dads left to sign up, and then I want to focus a lot of attention on them. So I don't want 100 guys. I want 10 solid dudes that are ready for a change, that are serious. Come join me. Come join the other 10, and let's actually get in shape this summer. Let's not talk about it, the New Year's resolutions, all that stuff. We're going to be about it. We're going to have a lifestyle change, not a month change. So that'll be in the description below. Hope you guys sign up. I'm going to go train some upper body. The gym shouldn't be too busy, so I should be able to get some content for you guys. And the music has been copyright some issues on YouTube, so that's why like my last leg video of my wife, I just put a music in the background from whatever safe music there is, because stuff was getting flagged and copyrighted. So I'm going to have to probably mute some of the stuff for the workouts. I like talking through them, but with other people in the gym and the music, typically I just lay some tunes over it. So thanks for watching. I'm going to go catch a pump.